fish, a samurai, cyberpunk, rain, nature, 6 disconnected assets. Let's force Nano Banana Pro to create a scene that doesn't exist in reality. Watch how it handles the lighting. This is the hardest test for any AI. Here's the prompt. Create a cinematic masterpiece combining these elements. A giant Nishikigoi fish is swimming down a flooded cyberpunk city street at night. A cyborg samurai is riding on the back of the fish. If I did this in Photoshop, blending these scales with the water physics would be a 6-hour nightmare of masking and lighting adjustment. Let's see if Nano Banana can do it in 10 seconds. Wow! Look at the scales. The pink neon reflects on the wet fish scales. The blue lotus lights up the water ripples. It didn't just paste them together, it simulated the world. This is workflow number 1, pure fantasy. But professionals don't just need fantasy, we need control. The biggest problem with AI isn't quality, it's consistency. Let's fix that. Meet Sarah. She doesn't exist. Now, the biggest headache in AI art is identity drift. Usually, if I change the prompt, Sarah dies and a stranger replaces her. But with Nano Banana Pro, watch what happens to her DNA. Here's the prompt. Sarah giving a TED Talk on a stage, wearing a navy blue business suit, holding a microphone, audience in background. The challenge here is the harsh stage spotlights. Can the AI relight her face without melting her unique features? Boom. Stage lights are on. Look at the shadows on her neck versus the jawline. The lighting is dramatic, but the facial geometry, 100% locked. That is the exact same person. Now, let's break it. We're sending her to Mars. We are putting a glass helmet in front of her face and flooding the scene with extreme red atmospheric light. Incredible. Even behind the glass reflection and the heavy red tint, the eye shape and expression are untouched. She didn't morph into a stranger, she just traveled. We've locked the identity across worlds. Now let's lock the scene and just swap the outfit. This is a game changer for e-commerce. I'm not going to describe the stage or the lighting, I'm just acting like a director. Change the outfit to a black, studded leather biker jacket. Let's see if it listens. Boom, leather jacket. Notice how the harsh stage lights reflect realistically on the leather texture? It fits perfectly. Typing leather jacket is easy, but what if a client sends you a specific product and says, put this on her? We don't describe the dress anymore. We just upload the product photo as a reference. The prompt is simple. Match the dress in the reference image. It needs to understand the silk texture and wrap it correctly around her body pose. Look at that. It nailed the color, the specific silver buckle, and look at the silk sheen under the stage lights. That's not a generic generation. That is a product placement. No photographer, no stylist, just results. We fixed the fashion. Now let's fix the photo itself. Let's move to workflow number 4, the anti-Photoshop in Paint. We've all been there, the perfect Eiffel Tower shot, ruined by an ice cream enthusiast in the foreground. Usually removing this is 20 minutes of clone stamp work in Photoshop. But here, I don't touch the lasso tool. I don't mask anything. I just type, remove old man and ice cream cone. Nano Banana finds the target automatically. Gone. And look at this floor. It understood the context and rebuilt the missing cobblestones and the metal bench. No blurry pixels, just reality. Moving on to workflow number 5, the Legible text generator. We've mastered character and style, but text is where most AIs notoriously fall apart, giving you alien gibberish. We are challenging it with the ultimate test, neon cursive. Usually this is impossible. Let's see if it can actually spell while we wait. And look at that, NANO LATE NIGHT, perfect spelling, cursive font. Notice the realistic glass tubes and the red reflections on the wet window. This is legible, commercial-ready art. Now that we have this level of control, let's have some fun. We fixed the real world. Now let's break the barrier between reality and fiction. Welcome to the creative stack. We all know the pain. The raw chapter drops in Japan, but it's black and white, and we can't read the Japanese. We want it in color, and we want it in English. Now, here's the prompt. Colorize this manga page realistically. Translate all Japanese text and speech bubbles to English. Match the original handwritten font style. Think about what's happening. It's acting as a translator, a letterer, and a colorist simultaneously. The hardest part isn't the color, it's erasing the vertical Japanese text and replacing it with English that fits the bubble shape perfectly. Look at this. It didn't just paint inside the lines, it added lighting effects to the fire magic. But the text is the real magic. It erased the kanji, translated it, and, this is crucial, it picked a comic book font that fits the art style. It's like having a translation team in your pocket. We fixed the manga. Now let's fix the memory. Workflow number 7. Let's break the fourth wall. We start with this classic city pop aesthetic. It's a vibe. Low fidelity, film grain, flat colors. It looks like a memory from a VHS tape. Now the challenge. We are asking Nano Banana Pro to take this low-res drawing and invent high-res reality. The prompt is specific. Transform into a real-life human, cinematic 8K photography. We want skin texture where there is currently just noise. Watch the hair and the earring. It kept the style, the hoop earrings, the red lipstick, the sunset wind, but it upgraded the resolution from 480p to reality. It looks like a cosplayer driving through Tokyo tonight. We just turned 2D into reality. But what if you don't have a nice anime screenshot? What if you can't draw at all? Let's move to workflow number 8, sketch to masterpiece. I cannot draw. My skills are kindergarten level. Look at this. It's a red triangle and a circle, but in my head I have an idea. I give it to Nano Banana and say, this isn't a scribble. It's a majestic fantasy landscape, Lord of the Rings style. Let's see if it can read my mind. From a napkin scribble to a concept art masterpiece in 10 seconds. Look at the overlay. It respects my terrible composition. The mountain is exactly where I put it, but upgrades the talent level to professional artist. We fixed your drawing skills. Now let's fix your photography skills. You don't need to be a colorist to look cinematic. You just need a shortcut. That brings us to workflow number 9, the vibe stealer. Here's a photo I took in my backyard. It's flat, gray, and depressing. And here's a shot from Dune. I want this Arrakis heat and dust. Usually you'd spend hours in DaVinci Resolve messing with LUTs. Don't learn color grading, just steal it. Nano Banana analyzes the color curve, the contrast, and the grain structure, and pastes it onto your boring iPhone photo. Look at the sky. Look at the shadows. My backyard is now a sci-fi movie poster. Instant mood. We've played with colors and styles. Now let's get down to business and make some money. That brings us to workflow number 10, UI prototyping. Clients usually have zero imagination. Show them a sketch, they get confused. Show them a polished UI, they sign the check. Here's the prompt. Turn this wireframe sketch into a high-fidelity dark mode iOS music app design. Glass morphism style, vibrant album art, sleek icons, 4K resolution. I draw a box and some lines. Nano Banana Pro fills in the glass morphism, the gradients, and the spacing. It turns a 30-second doodle into a billable design. But we don't just build apps, we build reality. Let's move to workflow number 11, instant rendering. Architects know the pain. Rendering a scene like this in V-Ray takes hours of setting up materials and lighting. But now I don't touch a single setting, I just describe the result. Render this white model as a modern Scandinavian villa. Sunset lighting, warm wood siding, large glass windows. Realistic garden vegetation. Photorealistic. Boom! Client presentation ready in 15 seconds. You have the building. Now you need a brand identity to put on the front door. Which leads us to workflow number 12, vector logo creation. Let's imagine we are opening a new coffee shop. I type in minimalist vector logo for a coffee brand named Bean and Leaf. Incorporate a coffee bean and a leaf shape. Flat design, green and brown, white background, no text. We don't want complex art here. We want clean, scalable shapes. Bean and leaf, simple, flat, iconic. You can trace this in Illustrator in 2 minutes. You have the logo, now you need to sell the actual product. Moving on to workflow number 13, the e-commerce studio. I took this photo on my messy desk. It looks unprofessional, it looks cheap. But with Nano Banana Pro, I just need to type in keep the perfume bottle exactly as is. Replace background with a floating marble podium, neon blue studio lighting, water ripples, luxury product photography. Later, it's a billboard-ready ad. It understands the product boundaries perfectly. No weird cutting edges. This saves you thousands on studio rental. Business is handled. Now let's speed run the final fixes. These are the daily annoyances that usually kill your workflow. Let's move to workflow number 14, the hand surgeon. The classic AI nightmare, spaghetti hands. The face is a 10 out of 10, but the hand is a biological disaster. Don't trash the image. Just type in Nano Banana Pro, fix hand, natural pose. We are telling it to relearn human anatomy. Done. 5 fingers. Look at the knuckles. It didn't just delete a finger, it reconstructed the bone structure and matched the skin lighting perfectly. Problem solved. Next, we fixed the anatomy. Now let's fix the framing. Moving to number 15, the ratio command. You shot this vertical for TikTok, but now you need a widescreen thumbnail for YouTube. Usually cropping kills the composition. I don't drag any canvas, I just tell it the math. I type an aspect ratio 16:9. Then I describe the scene. Seamlessly extend the background. Boom, widescreen. Look at the shoulders. It built them from scratch. Look at the street perspective. It didn't stretch the image. It understood the prompt and invented the rest of the city. We expanded the photo. Now let's expand the pixel count. Moving to number 16, the detail hallucination. Your client sends you this tiny 720p file, or maybe it's a vintage family photo. It's blurry, it's noisy, it's garbage. I don't just click an enhance button. I use words to guide the restoration. I type, upscale to 4K, restore facial details. We are telling the AI to remember what a human face looks like. Watch the wipe. It doesn't just sharpen edges. That's old tech. It hallucinates new details based on the prompt. Look at the eyelashes. They weren't there before. Now they are crisp, saved. We saved the resolution. Now let's save the composition. Next up, number 17, adding specific objects. The lighting is great, but the table is boring. It's too empty. It needs a hero object to tell a story. With Nano Banana Pro, I just type, add a steaming latte with hard art. Let's see if it understands the sun. Boom, latte served. But look closer, watch the shadow. It casts perfectly to the right, matching the window light direction. It didn't just paste a sticker, it rendered the object into the scene. Physics approved. We mastered physics. Now for the grand finale, let's perform alchemy. And finally, workflow number 18, texture swap. You have a design, but the material is boring. You want to experiment without building a prototype. In Nano Banana Pro, you just need to type in, turn this wood into ice. Not blue paint, actual ice. Transparency, refraction, coldness. It calculated how light passes through a frozen object. Reality rewritten. We just speed ran 18 ways to break reality, from translating manga in seconds to turning wood into ice. Nano Banana Pro isn't just a chatbot, it's a visual engine for your imagination. You don't need to pause and screenshot. I've pasted every single prompt used in this video in the description below. Copy them, paste them, steal them, go build something cool. Now I have a question. Which one blew your mind? Was it the cyberpunk number 1 or the manga translator number 6? Vote in the comments. If you learned even one new trick today, hit that like button and subscribe for the next battle. I'll see you in the next one.